Hi guys, it's Rike and welcome to another video. If you're new here, my name is Rike and I review a lot of activewear. So if you're into that kind of stuff, you just keep watching. Today I have a Cleo Harper review for you. If you've never heard of Cleo Harper, Cleo Harper is an Australian activewear brand. So yeah, they're all the way from Australia. They have like more highly priced activewear, I would say. So like it's not super affordable. It's more of a level of like, I would say a little bit more than Athlete Buff Bunny collection. Not as extreme as Lululemon, or extreme, not as expensive as Lululemon or Alo Yoga, for example, but definitely a little bit more higher priced. And they do launch a few collections every now and then. Usually, like I've shopped from them before. And I can link my whole playlist up here. They do have some really, really, really beautiful sports bras. They call their sports bras bralets. Yeah, like they have a lot of them, very beautiful. Lots of pretty colors. And usually like the collections are relatively small, I would say. They've also branched out into jeans now. I haven't tried them because there's no stretch in those jeans, so that never works for me. But yeah, so they do have a bunch of stuff, also accessories, and I don't always shop from them. So some of the collections I'm like, yeah, okay, it's not my thing. Some of them I'm like, ooh, interesting. But if there's only one piece where I'm like, yeah, I want that one, I might not go for it. However, if there's, a few pieces where I'm like, oh, hello, then I might just decide to shop from them. And I did that recently. I already forgot what the collection was called. This package has been lying around here for like over a week now. They do ship everything with DHL Express, so this was here within a week from Australia. And I believe you do have duties and import fees are like included in what you pay. So the prices may also differ depending on which country you live in, because different countries have different VAT, right? Different, what is it called? Value added tax. Like even within Europe, we have different percentages. In Germany, the VAT is usually 19%. And like Finland, I think it's like 25.5% now or something like that. Sweden has 24%, I believe. I think the same with Denmark, or so 25%. I don't even know. I should know. Anyway, but like my point is it's usually different. So depending on which country you shop from, you'll have a slightly higher price, a slightly lower price. But I do love when duties and taxes are prepaid, because then you don't have to worry about it. Then you pay what you see on the screen and you don't have to pay anything on top once the package makes it to your country. Anyway, so you have that here. Usually on launch days, they do have like little promotion things happening. So sometimes it's like, oh, buy this many pieces and you get this free bralette, or this time I believe it was buy 3 pieces and get a 4th piece free. So this is what I did. I think it was around that. So yeah. But anyway, let's open this up. And we do have this nice little bag. So a lot of times, or always, they will never have their packages individually wrapped in plastic. Sometimes you don't get a little tote bag. Sometimes you do. So I do have actually a few Cleo Harper tote bags already. And yeah, this one is a little white mesh tote bag. So I didn't pay for this. This one came with the order. And we do have our pieces in here. So this is actually also a great little tote bag anyway, because you have a little extra pocket here, by the way. So if you do grocery shopping, you have some small things that you want to keep in there, you can do that. But yeah, you can kind of see the colors. We have blue and white and some yellow. So definitely summery colors, but it's also, this is Australia. So while the Northern Hemisphere is going towards autumn and winter, they're going towards spring and summer. So like, yep, kind of get the color scheme. It's always just funny to me how it's really just the opposite. But yeah, so a little bag, very sturdy. And then let me just quickly check on the pieces. Oh, it's actually 5 pieces. Was it you buy 4 pieces and get a 5th one for free, maybe? Anyway, we have 5 pieces to talk about today. So there you go, 3 tops, 2 bottoms, without spoiling too much. And this collection was called Decade. Okay, now it's coming back to me. This collection was called Decade because they have been around for 10 years now. Or I think that's what it was. So yeah. This is the Decade collection. September, actually, like I should just read what's on the back there. September 2025 marks a decade of Cleo Harper. There we go. For a decade, they have been redefining activewear with feminine design, luxurious fabrics, and a reputation for the finer details. To celebrate, we introduced Decade Collection for the community that shaped our story and the vision that carries us forward. And the palette is an ode to Golden Hour, one of the most loved collections from our 10-year journey. I don't know if I remember that one. Did I shop from it? Who knows? But they have pink gingham, there was yellow essentials, beautiful blues with touches of coral and soft neutrals. And it also introduces 2 PJ sets. I didn't get any of those. Bikini bottoms to pair with bralets. I don't think this is introduced. I mean, they've had that before. And lightweight linen layering pieces, which they've also brought out before. And of course, an array of beautiful activewear. So yeah, this is just what the bag says, you know. Of course, my nail polish, also pink. Yeah. It's not really an autumn color, but I just felt like it. So anyway, I usually start with the tops and then I will go to the bottoms. So this is also what we'll be doing today. And I usually go from least amount of fabric to most amount of fabric. Also good to know my normal top size is small, also with Cleo Harper. Though I've definitely in the past tried some of their bralets or sports bras in an extra small. And yeah, my normal bottom size is kind of in between small and medium. So I forgot what I got here, but just probably like safer with the medium. So maybe that's what we're dealing with. Anyway, we'll start with the tops and then we can talk about the rest. There's just so many silica gel packages in here, like it's just dropping. 3 of them already. And some paper and everything. But we will talk about our first piece, which is this one. This is the Banksia Bralet, I guess. Is it the Solara Bralet in the Banksia print or the Banksia Bralet in the Solara print? One of these two. Anyway, this is a bralette I have not tried from them before. I'm also not sure if this is a newer design or not. And the print is also newer. I always love a good blue and white print. Definitely a little more summery thing, but you can wear blue and white anytime. We do have removable cup pads in here. The Cleo Harper ones are always like little push-up pads. So there's a little bit of extra padding at the bottom of the pad. You do also have like a seam in between, so they're not going to move around too much. We have thin straps. They're not adjustable, but they are stretchy. But yeah, more spaghetti straps. A slight dip here in the neckline, but definitely not like a V or anything. And then we also do have an elastic under the chest. So like this whole thing is an elastic. And then the back is very simple. It has this little low cut here. And then we do have a little metal Cleo Harper plaque here, if that's what you want to call it, a little detail. And that's also usually on all their things, like the little golden detail there, their little golden logo thing. So this one you can also wear as a swim top. That's actually what I think they say about most of their bralettes, honestly. But yeah, absolutely doubles as a swim top. It's made from 84% polyester and 16% elastane. Really hard to read the thing because it's on the print. I'm not even sure if you can see it. But yeah, it's kind of really hard to see. They should have probably done it in like black or something, not the silver, but it's fine. It's going to wear off anyway. Yeah, an overall sleek fabric, very, very soft, but not brushed, definitely more sleek. We also do have a little seam here and then also on the other side. And then you can also see the elastic kind of curves up a little bit here too. But yeah, it's kind of a simple cut, but like elegant. I love the print. It also has the print on the inside. And yeah, nice feeling fabric. They always have really, really good feeling fabric. And let's just see it on. Okay, so here's the little sports bra. Right off the bat, I kind of wish the straps were adjustable. But these thin straps, it's very easy to just make that happen. But yeah, because I feel like I need a little bit more of a lift. And there's also a tad of gaping, so I would say if you're in between sizes or if you have a smaller chest, you might be able to size down. Yes, there's like an elastic under the chest, but there's a little bit of space, so I kind of feel like I'd prefer to be a little bit more squished in than it being a little too loose. And you can also see, I mean, I like the shape of the bra, but yeah, it's kind of like, it should be more like this, right? It's kind of, yeah, it's not, I'm not getting the lift. And of course, I mean, this is a, like these are thin straps. They're also sliding off the shoulder a little bit too easy for my liking. Yes, these are thin straps, but I still feel like they could, you know, give a little bit more lift than they do right now. This is not a heavy chest. So I could get a little bit more lift than I am getting. But I do love the print, the pattern. I think it's beautiful, very versatile as well. I do like this light curved neckline here, the little curve here as well in the seam. And like I said, this is an elastic under the chest. We do have removable cup pads, and I'm getting a little bit of a lift, but yeah, it's not as much as I kind of want. And there's definitely a little bit more potential. But yeah, unfortunately, there's nothing to adjust the straps, even though it would be very easy with these types of straps. So I feel like this is something they could have improved. To be fair, I don't think I've ever had a bra with adjustable straps from them. But yeah, either make the straps a little bit tighter or just make them adjustable. And yeah, to be fair, in the past, I've had some extra small sports bras from them. So maybe I should have done that with this one as well. But also, like, I've had some small sports bras that fit well. So it's a little difficult, you know? But yeah, support-wise, definitely just a light support because the straps aren't really giving as much support as I need. The back is nice because it's very, like, simple, very open back, right? It even cuts a little bit lower here. We do have that little metal hardware there as well. And overall, I mean, the fabric feels good. The print looks pretty. And yeah, just a few things that could be a little bit better. So, because their straps are so stretchy, right? They don't even need to be that stretchy. So it's like either falls off the shoulder or it's just like kind of sagging a little bit. I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, I want to show you this little tank top with a built-in shelf bra. This is the Porter tank in the color Lemonade. So this one also came in white, and I do believe they had launched this previously in other colors. Honestly, I'm usually not that interested in halter neck things, but I love the color and I loved the cut of this top. It is a deep V neckline. You can kind of see that here. We do have removable cup pads in here. Like I said, there's a shelf bra. And yeah, then you have like the slightly thicker straps, or one strap, I guess, that goes around your neck. So halter neck. And in the back, it does have obviously an open back and also, again, a Cleo Harper like little golden detail here. And then if we look at it inside out, you can see the shelf bra. So yeah, there it is, elastic all the way, even in the back. And this is definitely like a sturdy elastic, keeping you tucked in. And it's just like same lining again. So like a lot of times you will see more of a different fabric lining, but I think the fabric on the inside here is the same as the fabric on the outside. But of course, on this side, we do have mesh. So you can kind of see the cup pads in here. So mesh, and then what's actually like touching your boobs is this fabric. But it goes all the way around. Fabric-wise, again, 84% polyester and 16% elastane. Although now I feel like this one is actually more brushed. Doesn't feel as sleek. So the finish is different than compared to the sports bra that we just saw. But yeah, definitely very soft. I hope you can see the yellow. It's not like super bright. It's definitely a little bit warm toned. But I also feel like it's really hard to capture some use on camera. But anyway, I wanted to try this because I thought it looked very cute. It's also a cropped tank. I do prefer cropped tanks simply because of my body shape. I find it more flattering on me, and then also it actually fits around my waist. And yeah, overall, like this, like I said, this just looks too good to pass on. And I feel like you can kind of make this type of yellow also work for autumn. So yeah, let's see it on. Okay, and here's our little halter neck cropped bra top or whatever you want to call it. So nice yellow. The yellow works well with blue. Also, I feel like yellow is such a like diverse color. You can kind of mix it and match it with a lot of different colors, which is always good if you like mixing and matching, which I do. The only thing, of course, because it's a lighter color, you can kind of see the shelf bra a little bit, I think. At least I can kind of tell. And they also did launch this in white in this collection, and there you could definitely also tell it on their pictures. And I mean, that's always like a little With the yellow, it's not as intense, but you can kind of tell, right? Because there's the shelf bra. We have removable cup pads in here. You have mesh, and then on the inside, you have the normal fabric. There's a little bit of a seam to control where the pads go. You do get a little bit of cleavage. We have this nice V neckline. There's not too much gaping, maybe the littlest tad. And then we do have good type of coverage. You do have the thicker straps here. And then of course, because it's a halter neck, you know, it's an open back. So you have the strap here. It's a little bit, you know, I can feel a little bit, but not too bad right now. And then you do have the metal logo here. The shelf bra goes all the way around too. So you have the elastic going all the way. But not the mesh part. And yeah, now paired with a high-waisted pair of leggings, kind of hits right at the legging waistband. And when I lift my arms, it's not really moving. So that's good. And of course, accentuates the waist because of how it fits. This is like the kind of the length that I like for my body type. I feel like this works best. And yeah, overall, I mean, I like it. I think it's flattering for the chest. It's flattering for the waist. It is definitely like a tighter fitting top, so I would not have wanted to size down for the bra part to be a better fit, especially also not with a halter neck. So, you know, I feel like this is perfectly fine. And yeah, I feel like I'm getting a good lift, you know, it looks good. It's flattering. Like I don't always get cleavage, you know, so I appreciate it when I do. Of course, I kind of expected this from this top. This was the expectation I had. And yeah, look at it. Like I said, again, with the white, not so sure how I would feel about that. With the kind of a little bit of like, because it's lighter color, a little bit of see-throughness and the shelf bra, but like, you know, just keep that in mind for darker colors, because I think they've also done it in darker colors before. It's not going to be as bad, but like with the white you can, and like it's not specifically just for Cleo Harper. I've had like white tops with built-in shelf bras where you could definitely see the shelf bra through from a lot of other companies. It's just like because it is a lighter color, it's just harder to do and you'd kind of have to line the whole thing, which makes it a little bit tighter, maybe a little bit like stiff even. I don't know. Yeah, but anyway, I'm not the biggest fan of halter necks, but I wanted this top and I don't think it's something I'd be wearing for a whole day just because I don't like the feeling here, right? Of the strap on my neck too much for too long. But because it has thicker straps, it's a little bit easier. It's like a full-on tank, like it's not pulling as much. So that also makes it better. Yeah, I think it's cute. But yeah, let's move on. Last but not least, in terms of tops, we have the Atlas top in the color Cornflower. Now, the Atlas top, also nothing new. I have always been wanting to try it because I kind of like the cut of it, but I never committed and I never bought it. Same with the Cornflower color, also not new. I've eyed it previously and I really, really wanted to purchase something in the Cornflower color. I just never did. So now we have two things I wanted to buy in one. So yeah, the Cornflower color is like a really nice baby blue, little like periwinkle touch as well. And I love those kind of colors. My favorite color ever, I think activewear wise, or one of them at least. Really hard to just put one on the throne up there. Is Rainwater Blue by Buff Bunny Collection. And that's definitely like such a beautiful periwinklish baby blue. And this one reminds me of that as well. And this is like a long sleeve top, has some stretch to it. It's very nice and lightweight, a little bit cottony as well, but definitely like a great layering piece, I think. We do have a scoop neckline here. You do have some ribbed detailing around the scoop neckline there. And then there's also some seam detailing on the top here in the front. So it's not like nothing too wild, but it just looks really nice. We do have long sleeves. I do not believe that it has thumb holes. Yes, no thumb holes on this one. And then in the back, also just very simple. We do have that little Cleo Harper metal gold thing there as well. And again, more of a crop fit, which I personally prefer. But yeah, it's just like such a great piece. Feels really nice. And like I said, has a little bit of stretch, has the like lightweightedness, I guess. So support-wise, no support obviously. Fabric-wise, we have 95% modal and 5% elastane. And modal always gives things like a cool to the touch feel. Same with this one, feels cool to the touch, which is nice. And yeah, beautiful color, beautiful piece, I think. Let's see it on. All right, here's our long sleeve. I love the color. It feels really good against the skin. The length is great for me. And I got this, and I forgot which size I got it in, a size small, and you can still see there's like, it's not super tight. Like it's also not super loose fitting, but it's not super tight either. So there's a little bit of looseness around the waist here. Definitely a little bit of looseness around the arms as well. So if you're usually someone who sizes up for more arm space or for a little bit of a looser fit, I don't think you necessarily need to do that for this one unless you really want an oversized fit. Yeah, I kind of now expected this to be a medium with how loose it was fitting everywhere, but no, this is the small. And yeah, I love the color, works well with other blue tones as well. It has quite long sleeves, but yeah, no thumb holes. So I feel like usually when sleeves are this long, there might be thumb holes involved, but not here. We do have a scooped, or not a scoop, but like a round neckline here. And then you have the seam detailing. And I also feel like it's slightly see-through. You can kind of see the pattern, at least I can see the pattern of the sports bra here through on the little screen on the camera. So slightly see-through. And I would definitely recommend that you wear something underneath basically. And yeah, don't know, it feels good. Fits nicely, has this cool to the touch feel. Now I'm wearing this with high-waisted leggings. It's going over the legging waistband. So yeah, if I move, I'm exposing a little bit of tummy, but I also do have a long torso. So yes, length is definitely perfect. You can all see, still kind of accentuates the waist. It's not too loose, not too tight. Like I said, lots of space in the arms here as well. And yeah, definitely good length. And then in the back, we do have the metal logo up here. And yeah, otherwise, it's a nice top. I don't know why I waited so long to get this, because yeah, I definitely like it. It's nice. And yeah, I mean, look at it. I love it. But I think this is the right color for me. Because I said they've launched it before and I was like, should I? But now this is the perfect color too. Yeah, but let's move on. It is time for the bottoms. I have two. And as I mentioned in the beginning, I'm going from least amount of fabric to most amount of fabric. And we're going to start with the bikini bottoms. Because yes, I got matching bikini bottoms to that first sports bra that I showed you. And these are the Haven bottoms. I believe these are actually the only types of bikini bottoms they do. And again, the print was called Solara. In this particular collection, they did launch another print in these and then matching with another sports bra. But yeah, I just like the blue and white. I always like the blue and white prints patterns for swimwear. I feel like it just flatters my skin tone, my very pale skin tone. So, you know, it's kind of my vibe. And these bikini bottoms, I do have in another color. They're just very high-waisted, a little bit of a high leg cut, and kind of medium coverage in the back. So they're very classic shape. And I think these are gonna like flatter lots of people. They're gonna like, you know, it's nothing too wild. Yes, it shows a little bit of cheek, but not too much. Keeps your tummy a little tucked in. I feel like that's kind of what a lot of people like. So this is probably why they're going with these in general. Fabric-wise, I don't think we have anything different. Oh no, we do. So these are 73% polyester and 27% elastane. So actually different than the sports bra. They do feel a little bit more like swimwear now that I think about it. So still very soft and very sleek, but definitely have a little bit more of a swimwear feel. Double lines, so we also have the print on the inside, which is always nice. In case things roll over a little bit, right? It's not going to be super obvious because the inside is not lined with just a solid color. And yeah, we do have a seam up top. And we also do have some seams on the side, and we'll see how that works. And yeah, like I said, decent coverage, medium coverage in the back, and of course matching gold detailing here as well with Cleo Harper on there. And that is the bikini bottoms. I did get these in a size medium, which is usually my normal size for bikini bottoms. And we'll see how it works. Let's see them on. Okay, an unexpected, maybe somewhat unexpected bikini set. Here we go. So yeah, this is of course matching that, but I feel like you could also easily like find dark blue bikini bottoms or a dark blue bikini top and match that with the print. That's nice. And this is definitely like a very classical like bikini bottom cut that I think is going to fit lots of people, or lots of people are going to like it. And I think, again, I've probably mentioned this before, this is the cut that they've been doing since they've started doing bikini bottoms, basically. I don't think they've ever done a different one. But yeah, it's high-waisted to a certain extent. You can still see my belly button peek out. But I also have a long torso, but yeah, it's high-waisted. We do have a somewhat highlight cut here. You have good coverage in the front. There is a seam here, there is a seam here, but I don't find them too bad in my normal size medium here for bikini bottoms. And then in the back, cheeky, but still covering a little bit. So this is kind of like the normal amount of coverage I would go for. And yeah, if it rolls, you do have the same print on the inside, so no problem there. You can also probably get a little bit more coverage out of it if your butt does not eat the whole bottom, which mine just does. And yeah, there's that. You do have the metal logo here in the back too. Hold on, it's somewhere up there because it's very high-waisted in the back. But yeah, it's up there. So I feel like, could I pull this down a little bit more? I don't know, maybe I could pull it up a little bit. I feel like I'm just trying to adjust now, no, but it's just very high-waisted in the back. Maybe a little too high even. Yeah, maybe there's a way you could like get more to the front, but then also, I don't know, it fits this way. So, you know, yeah, just very high-waisted in the back. So the metal logo is kind of maybe folded over a little bit. But yeah, there it is, to match the one from the sports bra, aka the bikini top. And yeah, that's that for the bottoms. Like I said, classic cut, can't really go wrong with it. If you like one of the patterns a lot, you might want to get the matching bottoms. And they don't always do this, so there's not always matching bottoms for the tops. I don't know how they decide. I guess like when their summer happens, they have more bikini bottoms, which is kind of coming up now, right? Because Australia. I also did, the one bottom I have from them is actually a solid color, so it doesn't always have to be a pattern. And that one was like orange. But of course, it's good to know that all their sports bras, aka bralets, can be used as swimwear. So you can just mix and match with that, and you don't need to buy the bottoms, obviously. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, I think we should move on. Let's do it. Last but not least, I of course had to get a pair of leggings, although I was torn between the shorts and the leggings in the same color though. Because I wanted a color matching the sports bra. So I figured, you know, the matching dark blue could work perfectly well. And we do have the form leggings here in the color Malibu. Yes, just confirming, you know. I also did get these ones in a size medium. I have not tried these particular leggings before. I had the form leggings from them, but they have changed them since I last tried them, which is 4 years ago or something like that. So 4 years ago, they still had a front seam. Now we have no front seam on these ones. And yeah, they're still high-waisted. I think they're supposed to be high-waisted. At least you can all see the kind of cinches in a little bit at the waist. Yeah, no front seam, no side seam, very, very simple leggings, and then ever so slightly V glute detailing here, which also was not there when I tried them last. So this has definitely been a change. Like, I feel like the past 2 years, they've gone through some changes with some of the leggings. They had a collection with Kelsey Wells, who is an Australian fitness influencer, and she kind of introduced the no front seam V glute detailing leggings to them, and then they've tried to slowly adjust their leggings to that. I don't think they've done it with a lot of their shorts, but for sure a lot of the leggings are now like that. At least I believe I haven't tried the form leggings yet, because they had two like main leggings that they usually keep doing, and the form is one of them, and I think the other one is the Unity or something like that. But yeah, I believe it's not this one. So fabric-wise, we do have 84% polyester and 16% elastane again, so that's kind of like their main fabric. This also does feel a little bit more brushed, very soft. Does have some stretch, but also a little bit of resistance, so maybe a little bit of compression. And overall, I mean, I always felt like their leggings were a little short on me, and this one also does not look the longest, so I wouldn't expect anything more than a 7/8 length. And if you're a tall person, yeah, maybe you're going to struggle a little bit. The seam here at the bottom doesn't seem too tight, but yeah, let's just see these on. Okay, and finally we're talking about these leggings that you've seen throughout most of the video. So these are the form leggings. They do fit nicely. I would say if you're in between sizes, just go with the bigger size, although you could definitely also go down if you prefer a tighter fit. But for me, I feel like it's perfectly fine. There's a little bit of extra space, but there's not even any gaping around the waist or anything. And it's just a light compression. And I think they're also intended to be more of a light compression legging. We do not have a top seam. We do not have a front seam. However, I would still highly recommend underwear and a panty liner, because I've just had, I just put these on and I didn't have the panty liner in. And I definitely got a little bit of camel toe. So now with underwear and the panty liner, there's nothing there to look at. And it's not even like a thick panty liner or anything, but might be better. Just in case, yeah. And we do have this one seam here, otherwise no side seam detailing. Lengthwise, actually, they're not as short as I was fearing. So they're just a little bit shorter than 7/8 length. 7/8 length would be here, and they're kind of like 1-2 finger widths shorter. Let's say 2 finger widths shorter than 7/8 length, which for me is still perfectly fine. And yeah, if you're tall, I mean, at least this isn't super tight here, so you might still be able to, have it sit up a little bit higher. But it's also not as wide, so wide that it's kind of gaping, because sometimes it does that, where like, this is kind of gaping around here, and I hate that with leggings. That's like, for me, it's like a no-no, basically. And otherwise, we do have the little metal part here. We also do have the slight V for the glutes. The seams could still sit a little bit higher, I feel like, but otherwise that's definitely much more than they used to have on their leggings. So already an improvement. It doesn't really dip lower too much when I squat, so that's also perfectly fine. And overall, I feel like they sit kind of just the slightest bit below my natural waist. So they're not like ultra high waisted for sure. And they're also not a mid-rise, but kind of feel like I would appreciate like a few millimeters more. But I also am a big fan of ultra high rise. So maybe that's why. But yeah, I would say usually like for most people, this is gotta be like a perfect high waist. And you can also see there's no cutting in or anything. My belly button is there. And these are just very good, like basic leggings. The fabric feels nice. It's kind of, molding to your body a little bit. There's no tightness anywhere. And yeah, I don't get a ton of compression around the waist, but I also didn't expect that. And again, it's not sliding down or anything either. So perfectly fine. I love the color, of course, matches very well with the sports bra here. And it's gonna match with a lot of other colors too. And overall, I mean, these are good leggings. Are they worth the money they're asking for them? And of course, that's kind of, everyone has to decide for themselves, right? How much they want to be spending. Like, there's nothing too special about these, so you could probably find similar leggings elsewhere. But, they fit well, so, and the colors, and like I said, the fabric feels nice. But yeah, always depends on what you think, right? Like, I feel like their tops are a little bit more special than their bottoms. So I tend to buy more tops from them because of that. But yeah, they're nice. Let's move on. It's conclusion time. I'm just going to show you the little pile. I think the colors work together so nicely. Lots of blue and then a little bit of yellow as well. Yeah, definitely a little bit more of a summer vacation kind of color scheme. But summer's coming back eventually. Like, at least I am hoping, you know. Anyway, let me know which piece was your favorite. I feel like for me, maybe it has to be the long sleeve or the little bralette because I love the print so much. But yeah, let me know which piece was your favorite or which outfit was your favorite. Have you ever shopped from Cleo Harper before? And I will admit, right, because in the beginning I said they have like the most beautiful bralettes. Like this one is a little bit more of a simple one. If you really want to see what I mean, like there's one bralette. I've so far purchased it in every color they have made of it. And I know, because I've also said in the beginning, if there's one piece, I might not purchase anything. For this sports bra, I will buy. I will buy it in whatever color they're doing it. And I'm gonna check if I can find my video where I did like an in-depth dive into that sports bra. I will link it up here if I found it. But that one is just like so beautiful. And yeah, they've done it in black, white, and a mint color now, and blue. And I'm just waiting. Did they do it in black actually? I don't think so. No. White, blue, and mint. I think those are the three colors. I feel like, oh no, they did it in black, yes. The black was just a slight variation. Anyway, I have all four of the colors. So, yes. It's a beautiful one. It's very pretty. And like lots of their sports bras are kind of like that. This one, like I said, a little bit simple, but still like a beautiful shape. But if you're looking for like a very special sports bra and you're willing to spend a little bit more on it, go check out Cleo Harper for sure. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it your thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel so you get notified about all the new videos that are coming out. And if you have any feedback, any suggestions, anything, drop a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. You can also follow me on Instagram, DM me there, but I'm more likely to see your comments here on YouTube. So if there's ever anything you want to let me know, you want to discuss with me, drop a comment down below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and I will see you next time. Bye.